What's up, guys? What's going on? G here. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another episode. Hope everyone's doing pretty good. Obviously, the market is not doing the same, but I've got a pretty good update for you guys today. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened with the SPY. Then I want to look at the SPY chart and give you guys my opinion of what we can be seeing tomorrow and going into Friday. I don't think tomorrow will be a big day. I think we started selling off today, but I think tomorrow will be kind of chill. But I'll go into all that in just a bit. If you guys don't mind, just hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to catch the next live stream. And if you guys have any tickers you guys want me to cover, drop those in the comments in the chat and hit the like button. That's all I ask. And let's go ahead and get started. I think it's a pretty late live stream, so don't want to make this one too long. Let's just quickly go over what actually happened. So today, Wednesday, we had Jerome Powell basically do their decision for the interest rates, right? And we were pretty much anticipating a 0.75. The problem is we basically have a third consecutive time that we've done this. So we're now sitting like at a 3 to 3.25 range. And actually that is the highest since 2008, which is crazy, right? And back then the range was 2.25 or 2.25 down to 2.5. So we're already having higher interest rates than even 2008. Now, the craziest thing for this is also going to be that there's no stoppage in sight. So I don't want to read too much into this. I do have a better article, but that's a nice way to break that up for you guys. Let me load this really quick. Hopefully they still let me in here. So basically what happened is we have 75 basis points. Also, like I said, third time. And I guess the bearish side to this is that by the end of 2022, we expect to have a 4.4% interest rate. And so that is actually higher than the projection, I believe. The projection was 3.4. Wait, well, I'm sorry, this is not right. Up from 3.4. Yeah, I think that's right. I think they were projecting a 3.4 at the end of June. And so basically, in order to get to 4.4% by the end of 2022, we basically are pricing in a 75 basis point in November and then another 50 basis point in December, and that's how we're gonna get to that target, right? So that's actually I know a lot of people were feeling optimistic on the last FOMC, kind of like maybe there would be pivots at some point or before the end of the year, but this right here, Jerome Powell basically just said, yo, there's no stoppage in sight. So this is basically what's going on. And I think this is, yeah, the central bank also signaled modest tightening. So predicting a 4.6 Fed rate at the end of next year versus the 3.8 forecast in June. Okay, so this was wrong. I didn't mean to say 3.4. It's the 3.8 that they're forecasting. That's initially what they were forecasting by the end of 2023, but now the projections it's going to be higher. And so that's still bad because they're not going to be tightening as soon. And so that could also mean early next year we'll still probably be in the interest rate hike phase still before they pivot. So, yeah, and then the policymakers expect the rate to retreat to 3.9 by 2024. So we've actually have a long way to go still, and it's just going to be a difficult road to get to that soft landing that, you know, the Fed and everybody has been talking about. It's just not going to be very likely, right? So that does increase the odds of recessions, and obviously I think everybody thinks we will be in a recession or are in a recession right now. So yeah, just bad stuff, right? And obviously the market reacted to that. So that's just a quick recap of what happened there. And I think I had one more slide, and this one's just gonna give us justice. Actually, these are the the bullet points to just take out of this. Fed rates raised their interest rates by 75 basis points to 3.25 range. Terminal rate seen at 4.6 by 2023. And then even though we were expecting that 75 basis point, but not higher for longer, basically with the end of 2022 projections, we're basically going to continue with a 75 and then a 50 basis point, like I mentioned. So that at the end of the day, last trading hour started to do a sharp decline, and that was basically across all indexes. So that's the quick recap. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. If you guys have any tickers, put those in the chat. And you can also follow me on Twitter. I try to post some stuff or updates in here. I do post some memes, but for the most part, I try to be content provider. And now let's talk about the chart. So I don't know, how are you guys feeling about tomorrow? Kind of want to hear what you guys got to say, but for me personally, I think tomorrow I'm bearish as fuck. You guys know that. But I think tomorrow might be a chill day. And the reason I say that is because, well, let me show you guys first. If you go to the range here, we have pretty good support. So I think the bottom is like 373, 375. So that's not too much more downside. So we could gap down, you know, through the night. But I think we'll probably sit between this range of 388 and 375. Basically what we've been doing here, I think that's something similar. Now, that's being optimistic, right? The reason I say probably sell-off doesn't really start till Friday, don't quote me on this, but basically what I was seeing is when we have these big drops that are pretty big, like this today, you usually have a chill day the next day, right? So here's two examples that are perfectly going to show you that. This was a massive sell-off, and people probably started loading up on puts there, and you can see the next day following it, it's really sideways choppy action. And then you can follow the decline, but you can basically see that across a few examples. That's one example. The other example was this one here, big drop, right? Well, actually huge drop. I mean, even from the top it was just straight up gap, but the following day it was just really choppy. There was really nothing going on, and that's just basically killing premium, I would say. What's up, Mr. I forget how to call your name, brother. If we hit 360, good night. Yeah, 360 is all the way down here though, I think. So I think we're going to chop it up around this range for a bit. What do you think? So one other thing I wanted to show you was today's volume was insane. And so just to kind of back up some of that thesis that I was showing you guys here, we're going to go to the other filter that I have that shows the volume here. And basically we've had some huge volume spikes, right? So today was like over 196 million, right? So when we have these red, and I probably should just do like a straight arrow to get an idea of, so somewhere when we get these high red volumes, you can see that's like this instance right here that I showed you guys earlier. So the following day you get a green volume bar, but you don't really get much price action. You get bulls and bears just fighting it out there, right? The other instance is, I mean, you could say even this one, the following day, you know, big drop, and then the following day very choppy, right? So not much action. So tomorrow, like I said, what I'm expecting is maybe we sit around 373 at the low and then chop it back up around 377, kind of around here. Eventually we can move back up here, but I think all the bad news right now, I'm not feeling very optimistic. How do you guys think? How do you feel about this? And if you guys are just joining, please help me and hit the like button so we can get this video out to other people. And if you have any questions, just let me know, put them in the chat. Agree, chop into next year? You think so? I don't know about all the way into next year. I do think we hit like maybe the 360, but I don't think it's tomorrow, and I don't think it's this week. If anything, it'll probably be closer to midterms, I would say. But I'm not even really thinking that far ahead, honestly. So the problem with being bearish is those owls, my brother. The anti-plunge protection team, they always step in. So when we had this big drop here, everybody started being bearish right here, and I got puts here, right? And obviously you get crushed. So that's basically maybe another scenario here where we start chopping it up in here for a few days, and then, you know, maybe a little mini bear market rally. It's like so repetitive at this point. We see this happen so much, and then eventually we dump again, right? But let me go to a 1 hour. I'm gonna take, oh, I hate having the EMAs and the volume and stuff on here. Let me just do this. So what I see here is basically, I think a bear flag is a good way to say it. So we we basically did this once or twice already. We talked about this first one, right? We talked about this bear flag here, and then you broke down. I was expecting the end target to be down here, and I guess now we're there at that level. But if you kind of just, you know, zoom out now, it looks like even a bigger bear flag here, a more appropriate bear flag, I would say. And I don't know if this is actually a bear flag, but now you have this big bear flag. So we basically broke down of the consolidation phase. So we could retest this like 384 range. Usually sometimes you do the bear flag and then retest it. And if you can't get back up above there, then you get rejected. And you do the full breakdown. So at that point, I would be expecting something down here. And that would probably bring us to the lows down here. You know, being conservative, I would say struggle to get past the 360. But target would be like 355. If I'm not mistaken, I think those are some of the levels for 2020. So let me zoom out. So don't quote me. I'm doing all of this off the top of my head. I don't rehearse this stuff, so we're doing this shit live. So hit the like button for me. Yeah. So this is kind of somewhere where we have some level of consolidation here. Now it's not the 2020 or 2019 highs, but it is a level consolidation. So I would expect some good support here. And I think that's basically what I have for the SPY. Do you guys have any questions or any tickers you guys want to look? Kiss of Death right there. I've never heard of the Kiss of Death. What is that? And obviously the lines don't match up because I'm on the daily time frame right now. Maybe I should switch to a 1 hour. Let me do a 1 hour time frame real quick. Oh, let me go back to the volume profile here. So this is why I think we chop it up. When you usually have these big volume profile levels, you tend, that's basically a support or a supply or a demand zone, basically, or not a supply zone, but these can be supply or demand zones for you. And basically these are the big ranges, the three. That's why I have these highlighted, because those are the biggest consolidation phases, or you know, where the most volume is. So hitting that 360 double bottom, yeah, I could see that too. Actually, a lot of people were talking about the inverse head and shoulders. I think that is obviously out of the picture now. We're basically going to double, I mean, yeah, best case scenario, we could double bottom here. But I do expect us to come down to 373, maybe 370. I don't know. How are you guys feeling? And then the MACD, I tried the MACD, but I don't like following it, to be honest. I just have it on there. And I take off all the EMAs at this point because they just get in the way, honestly. So that's what I have for this. I have some good stocks that I want to talk about. And if you guys want me to take a look at some, let me know in the chat. We're going to use the unusual whales for some of these. And that way I can show you guys some of the plays that I look forward to for tomorrow. Going into Friday too, possibly. These don't have to be like, you know, these don't have to be done tomorrow, but these are definitely some that I think are interesting. I've actually already wrote these down. So I guess the first thing we should probably talk about is the dollar. We've been talking about the dollar in Discord a little bit, which is crazy. Maybe we should talk about that real quick. So we actually broke like 52-week highs, which is impressive, right? Because we just broke 52-week highs like a few weeks ago, and now we're doing it again. So just breaking records. And the weird thing about this, or not weird, but the historic or the thing is that we're at 2002 levels, I think, is when I was looking at this. So the highest the dollar has been trading, the highest last time was back in March 2021, or yeah, 2001, 2002. And if you kind of correlate this to the SPY, it looks like that's the time when shit started getting real. So just a few things to consider here. Let me see if I can pull it up. This is on the weekly because I gotta use a weekly time frame. It looked nice earlier when I was looking at it, but yeah, basically this is the dollar as it goes up. These are the highest, the highest level, and that's when the market started selling off. So I think the dollar can chop it up and hang around 110, maybe get to 120, and just chop it up in there. But meanwhile, the stock market could still continue to sell off, right? Because a higher dollar is gonna hurt like earnings and all that, right? Commodities. And that's another reason I actually got out of my commodity place. But just interesting that we're trading at the 2001 levels, and this is what happened to the SPY and just the overall market around early 2000. I guess the dollar started rising around 2000, and then by the end of 2002, it was at the highest. It was like I think 120 or something. But by that time, the market had crashed. So it looks like we could be very close to something like that, but obviously there are going to be other factors. So, not everything's set in stone. But those are just different things to consider, right? So as the dollar was going up today, the market was still going up. So it doesn't always going to follow or correlate. But for the most part, right now, people want to be cash heavy. They want to, it's going to be a strong dollar, and not people are going to be buying like stocks and shit. So, let me talk about UNG. So I took a loss on this just because as the dollar was going up, I was just scared of the commodity play. But this was bullish for me. I thought it was going to be a trap. I don't exactly know how I feel about UNG and commodities right now with everything going on. How do you guys feel about this shit? Let me know. Let me know. Are you guys still bullish on natural gas, oil, and I guess wheat and everything else? I like me technically I'm bullish, but the chart itself looks bearish, right? So I talked about this head and shoulders pattern, and things could get really nasty, especially if the dollar keeps going up. Then commodities will probably sell off. So that's the head and shoulders there, and I'm thinking the head and shoulders basically is gonna come down to at least $22, like down here. And the reason I say that is because yes, we have a head and shoulders here, but also like I guess on a smaller time frame, you have basically a bear flag, and I mean it hasn't fully completed, so that's a bullish thing. But if it holds underneath this trend, then we can start breaking down again, and that would be GG for it, honestly. But I don't know if this is exactly a bear flag, but this is basically what I saw here, right? So this is the bear flag here, right? And so once we break this channel and come back down, it would be basically, so right now we're consolidating. If we can break above, this channel, and just, I guess, get above the midpoint, then there would be no bear flag. But if we fall under here, then, we'll start seeing $22, I think. So that's what I see with UNG. I want to be bullish on UNG, but it's hard to be bullish when the pattern's there and the dollar keeps going up. So I took my loss on UNG. I just couldn't risk it. I think it's going down after hours. Actually, no, it held pretty good, actually. Let me double check though. I gotta find it. Webull. Yeah, everything is selling off. Insane, bro. It's already the SPY is down 0.5% after hours. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, I wouldn't be too scared tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be a choppy day where they just try to burn some premium, because you know how the algos are. I'm going to try to take profits on some stuff I have tomorrow, and then maybe position again for the next day. For Friday, I think it could be a Friday, like a sell-off Friday kind of thing. And then Monday would be, the big move, I think, another gap down or something. But I think tomorrow will be kind of chill. So I wouldn't like try to get positions tomorrow, but I think, it's still going to be bearish sentiment, and people are going to be digesting the data, right? The report. Analysts are going to be talking about it, so I don't expect too much of a big move unless something crazy happens. I think would be pretty chill tomorrow. This is natural gas though. I'm talking about the SPY. And yeah, just watch the dollar. Actually, just watch the dollar and see how that's doing. But let's get into the plays that I like. So if you guys have any subscriber picks, just let me know. Just subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and just give me a ticker, and I'll add it on here. VX halted? For real? I don't think you can halt that after hours, can you? You lying. I appreciate whoever hit the like button for me. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm from Chicago. Oh no, I'm not. That's trippy. Bullish on commodities? Damn. I don't know if I'm bullish on commodities with the dollar going up. Let me look at VIX. People say it's halted. You're lying, my brother. I know who you are, Saul. You're lying. It's not halted. You can't halt it after hours, can you? Dixie? Or which one are you talking about? What's the ticker symbol, my brother? It's up. You clowning. Come on, Saul. The only reason I say Saul is a clowner is because he's in the Discord. He be trolling. I know him well enough to troll on him. What's the oh, let me just, if you guys have tickers, I'll throw them on here, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about charge point. I think charge point is gonna be nice. And the reason more, it's not really on the technical side, it's more of just I think the flow that came in through unusual wells is what really like caught my attention. And let me just go ahead and pull that up for you guys. I did post this on Twitter, by the way, so if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, sometimes I post this stuff on here. Okay, let me see what I said. Got these things on watch just in case I need them. 930 $15 puts and 916 big volume over open interest. So open interest is like usually the contracts that are open, and then usually if there's not that many contracts open, then big volume comes in. That's really unusual, am I right? So basically, yeah, I put the chart for you guys all the time, but this is the 930 15s, the 930 16s, 16,000 volume. Everything's like just straight up bearish. Now you do have some bullish puts up here, but they're for the same expiration and they're lower strike. They're bullish, right? So what this is telling me personally is that they're possibly just straight up buying these, or they could be part of a put debit spread, which is another bearish strategy. So regardless, it's like a bearish order for me, or just bearish thesis, right? So I plugged this one in like hella early, just to be ready. But let me go back and see if we can pull those up. Let's see where they're at. So yeah, I think some of these are spreads actually. Let me look. Yeah, so they are spreads. You see that, how they're buying the 16s and then they're selling the 14s, 4,500, 4,500, and then they're selling the 1650s. So these already have huge open interest, and then now they have pretty good volume. So they're probably closing these because they expire this week, but then they're rolling stuff over to the 930s because they expect more downside. You feel me? You guys see the vision or not? Let me know in the comments. If you do, hit the like button so I know somebody's there. And I know you can't hit the like button twice, but I feel you. And then here's the other spreads actually. And yeah, so actually it plays out how I was thinking. Basically, they're buying the 15s, they're selling the 13s. That's the put debit spread, and that's bearish. So we're chilling. So we're doing this off the dome. How Trippy says this is basically what I saw. I saw the big orders, but I didn't look further. And they actually got alerted on unusual wells too. If you see the signal here. So if you guys aren't signed up for unusual wells, use the link down below. I have 5%. I'm partnered with them. You get 5% for signing up using my code, but you can also just sign up. Just use the code in case you upgrade. You feel me? But yeah, bearish on charge point. I didn't really look at the technicals. I think the only thing I have on this bad boy is this ascending support. So I think at the very least, we chop it up, come down to like, 550 or 1550. Basically same thing happened with Coinbase. We talked about this a while ago. We had the ascending support. We were talking about this one up here like last week, and I was saying that this could come down to the ascending support, and for the most part it basically did that. And now that's basically what I'm expecting for charge point. At the very least, I'm thinking it comes down to like mid 15s. We could maybe chill around here for a bit. But that's going to be pretty good premium for you because this one doesn't really move much, right? So it usually moves like $1. So half a dollar would be, let's see how much percent that would be down actually. So from here down to about 515, it's like 4% move. So with options, that'll be a pretty nice move if it happens. I would actually wait to see if it can break under 16 though, this monthly level here that I got. That's going to be a strong support for it, but I'm actually already in it because I got somewhere up here. I got my position started, but that's what I'm seeing for charge point. I think it's an interesting play. Obviously not financial advice, so do your own research, my guy. But yeah, actually, this is like a very strong. You can see the volume profile. This is where everything is. Yeah, so that kind of makes sense, right? It's going to probably chop it up around here. I don't know if it breaks, things could get nasty, right? Because then we have a big a big void with no volume, so things will probably come down to like $11-12. That'll be a bigger move too, actually. So that's the first play here. I don't see any ticker requests, so we're gonna go on with the next one that I have. Roblox. Now I haven't looked at any flow for this one or anything. I just think this is a high growth stock that's like overvalued. I just don't like it. And oops, I think this one should follow high growth sell-offs. And actually, now looking at this, it kind of does look like a Head and Shoulders, kind of low key, kind of looks like a Head and Shoulders. So maybe it's a Head and Shoulders. So things can get pretty gross for this. Maybe retouch of $30. It looks like. You could even say it's just a cup and handle, kind of. But yeah, this one actually looks bearish, especially under 35. Those will probably come back and retouch 32. That is where the area of support looks to be. So I haven't done any research on this one. I guess we could pull up some of the flow on it just to check. I'm sure everything's going to be bearish on like a lot of stocks. So buying, okay, so there's not really much like short-term stuff. These are all for October. So maybe there's nothing going on there. Let's just look at the, we'll look at COPE, we'll look at some of the flow history and stuff, but I don't think there's much on this one. I just don't like the stock. Like, in the technical analysis doesn't look great either. So, flow-wise, there's not much there yet. Most of the stuff was for October. It does look like the COPE has been coming down. It's now turning around. So, maybe there's no downside quite yet. But this is one that I'll definitely be looking out for. Yeah, and you can see more of the open interest is still on the call side. So it might not be like an aggressive sell-off on this one just yet. But it's definitely one to watch. So maybe I'm a little too early on Roblox still. So I'm going to move this one down a bit actually. Neo and Baba I think are definitely something to look at. Just because I think Neo had a huge sell-off today. And Baba I think did as well. So just weak China stocks. This one's actually, it already filled the gap that we talked about. There's really no support right now on the volume profile. We can just go to the daily and see what we got. Does anybody have any ticker requests though? That's crazy. We're like near the lows of this. Like, this is 2022 March. And the next time that we were down here was back in 2016. So there is a lot of support levels, or a lot of support around this level. How are you guys feeling about China stocks though? Okay, maybe this one's too beat up, but I know Neo's got room to come down actually, so let's take a look at this one. So we talked about this one. This one's basically broke the support, so you can see the volume is just decreasing from now on. So I think we'll probably come down to like 17 at least, I would say. That's $1, but options gain, you're gonna get some money. What's up, NASCAR? I got tickers, but you don't like my tickers? Do they have options, or what? They're not the IPO shit, is it? Gotta take a look at Apple. Actually, I had that one on my list, to be honest. What's your ticker, NASCAR? We'll take a look at it. It's not gonna, I just hope it's not a IPO. I do want to look at Apple. Neo though, I'm gonna be bearish just because the China economy, you know, it's China, and basically it's getting back underneath this bearish trend that we got. So that looks like a bear trap, or a bull trap, I'm sorry. I will look at Neo. Actually, I saw some bearish flow come in for Neo too earlier. I think it was the 1750s that got alerted. It's not a big order, it's like 83K is what I saw. Okay, it's not gonna show it here, but I saw it somewhere else. Where did I see it? It's right here. The 930, 17 and a half. They're up 168%, but they're bearish, right? The thing is, they have 2,000 in volume, low open interest, so people are just now starting to get into this position. That's what it looks like. And like I said on the TA before, we could see, you know, 1650, but honestly, most of the volume is like up here near the 20. So once you broke that support, you know, things just gonna start sliding like butter, honestly, especially since it's China. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, maybe like 15s, I don't know. NYAV, it's not an IPO. Okay, there you go. See, you're working with me, brother. Wait, Come on, man. It is an IPO. What you mean? It just started today. Why are you trolling me right now? NYVX Global E-commerce. Yeah, this looks like an IPO from today. Why are you trolling with me, big dog? I can't do much with this. What am I supposed to do with it? There's like a gap down here. Oh, it's an uplisting? I mean, it's basically the same thing. What are your price targets for this? Let me give you a shot. What do you expect to come out of this? Let me scroll up to see the price. What's the price target here? What are we doing with this one, brother? I'm gonna just wait on you. Let me know what you're thinking here. In the meantime, I'm gonna pop up the we're gonna put what, AMD, Nvidia next? No, Airbnb will be interesting. We'll take a look at Airbnb next. I think Airbnb is nice. I'll show you guys why. Haven't looked at the flow on it. But 1,000 price target tomorrow. You crazy, man. See, that's that nonsense, brother. Oh, I can't take you serious. Let's look at Airbnb. Why are you trolling me, man? Alright, so Airbnb, what I like about this one is basically high growth stock, right? It's a reopening vacation play. And what I like about this is basically a double top up here. So if we start breaking under like 110, you got the levels here. This is also where our volume level is as well. Then we could start seeing levels down here like 100. And so, I mean, 195, I mean, anywhere here, you know, you can be conservative, but that's a 10% move. So this is one that I'm looking at. This one's also actually hated by Wall Street. Like, people always like short it or something after earnings or during earnings for some reason. I think it's a great company, but yeah, they like to down bag this one or whatever. But yeah, the main thing with this is the volume profile. You don't have support till like 100. Once you start breaking 110, it's not nonsense. Look at what ATGX did when it uplisted. Yeah, and see where it's at right now, my brother. It's at $4. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, man. That's why I can't give you a chance on the channel. We do this every time you come on here, brother. I don't even know why you show up on the channel though. Honestly, if you're just gonna be negative on here, my brother. Let me get back on that Airbnb. Oh, we did that. One other thing you could, I guess, point out is the trend basically broke it. I don't know if, I mean, that's pretty easy to spot, obviously, so maybe you guys saw that. But we basically broke the uptrend that we were basically holding. I guess I could move this a little closer. So yeah, basically the trend is lost, if you want to say. We've basically lost our trend here at 110. Okay. I see what you're saying. All right, I'm gonna jot it down. What was the ticker? NYAX. 1,000. Okay, so I'm gonna watch it. And next time you're on here, we'll go over it and see if it hits 1,000. Well, actually, the price targets don't have to happen, right? So regardless, it's your opinion, right? So it doesn't have to happen there, but so that's my fault. Let me look at some of the flow for this one. Airbnb. I haven't looked at the flow. It looks like most of the premiums go into the bearish side. Looks like they're selling calls. So did we have a run recently? Yeah, we did have a run recently. So they could be taking their profits from what was this run? It was basically about a 15% run. It's like 17, 15. So anywhere from 10 to 15 run. It looks like they might be closing these out. Is that right? You would have to look at the open interest on these, honestly, but there's nothing short-term. Well, actually, there's short-term puts now. These came in today, right at the beginning of the day. The stock is down almost 3%. I don't exactly know what it did the first half of the day, though, so we might need to look at that. I'm going to get rid of the volume profile because it gets in the way sometimes. So at the start of the day today, it looks like it just straight up ran up. It didn't sell off till the end of the day. Let me go to like 15 minutes. Yeah, so they basically got their puts like right here. That's what it looked like because they came in around 8:50, 9 o'clock. So basically they got them around the low. So I don't think these guys are up on their puts just yet. They expire next week, 116s. They're basically, let's look at the price for these really quick. So they were today they're 2.9. Oof. Hold up. We might need to go to their actual flow to get the full breakdown. At the beginning of the day, what they paid for was they paid about $4.10. Let's just say $3.95 to be conservative. And I can't reach the site. Okay. I get the potato phone. I got this potato phone internet, so some of the service doesn't work. Oh, they're still up actually. So at the end of the day, 436 towards the close, they're still 425. So they're about break even. But they did have a low of like $2 or $3. Yeah, about $3. So they were down at some point, but it looks like maybe they still have this position. We'll see tomorrow, just depending on how the open interest carries over. So the volume to open interest. I got another ticker I'm interested in that's only trading at 6 right now. The previous 5 stocks were similar setups, have doubled. I'm expecting to do to 4 before I run to 9. Let's take a look at what's up, investing money. Welcome to the channel, my brother. What's up? Y'all power pump and don't get anyone? Yeah. Well, it didn't. I don't know. It did get me worried, but I was bearish. I got puts, but I was nervous. I was nervous, but now I'm feeling good. We're chilling. It's looking good for tomorrow. I think, like I was saying earlier, I think tomorrow we just chop it up. We don't really do anything. I think 373 is the low. I don't know how you feeling for tomorrow, but I think the bottom will probably be like 373, 370. I mean, maybe even 75. But we're currently selling off right now on the feuds. I just don't think we sell off any further than this. Like 73, 373. Maybe I need to move this thing down a little bit, connect to the wicks. Yeah, like 373 is going to be strong support. So I don't know if we get underneath there just yet. I mean, not tomorrow. Maybe on Friday, have a sell-off Friday kind of type of day. And then Monday would be nasty. Yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow I think we chop it up around this range here. But I was going to look at the... If you have any tickers to look up, let me know. Just hopefully they're not memes and they're not pump and dumps. What's the other one? I was looking at Airbnb. And I can talk about Polestar, but I haven't seen any news that came out on that one, honestly. Big COPE spike followed by the COPE drop. Let's just look at the flow levels. So there's more puts here. Total open interest to the put side now, which is kind of confirming some of my bearishness on this. So that's good, because on the Airbnb, we have that double top that I mentioned. So we got a double top right here, and then we're basically breaking that trend. So it doesn't look good on that daily, but it looks much cleaner here on the... we grind lower for the next 3 months on the SPY down to 320. Crazy, man. That's... I mean, no, I agree. I think we're going to keep chopping it down. Consolidation for a month and then the serious crash. Yeah, I think I don't know what the only thing that happens right now or towards the end of the year is what the midterms. But I think people were saying that after the midterms, you tend to run because people are done with the uncertainty. There's no more uncertainty with midterms and anything. So you can run. But the thing is, Powell is going to keep doing his interest rate hikes. We're going to get more data still, like CPI, I mean, jobless claims, and, you know, everything that we basically deal month on month. Jonah is in here. I didn't know you were in here. Welcome. Have you heard any official release date on P3? The PS3, the PlayStation 3? Nah, I haven't. I thought... Nah, I know what you're talking about. No, I haven't heard anything, honestly. Usually I do my roundabouts on Polestar. I haven't done any DD on Polestar recently, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the last time I looked up Polestar news was, what's the day? Wednesday? I looked up stuff on Monday. I didn't see anything on Monday. I haven't seen anything. And then the only other place I follow is like Twitter and stuff, but I haven't seen anything on Twitter either. I know I've been bad. I think we're gonna get some momentum once we start actually applying that pressure with the shorts. Right now, I think we're chilling. And I guess I could pull up Polestar for you. I was basically bearish after I broke the trend. We basically been talking about Polestar. We had this trend up here. Once we broke this trend, I saw it and I was basically done with it, like looking at it. I didn't even want to do a video because I didn't want to disappoint anybody, but hey, yeah, hit the like button. Thanks, Jonah. Love that the PlayStation 3 is such a classic. It is, it is. There's a lot of classic stuff on that one actually. Well, PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Dude, I was a kid when I got the PlayStation 2. Tekken, what did I play? Tekken, Dragon Ball Z, whole bunch of shit. For Polestar though, yeah, we had this trend. We had the inverse head and shoulders. Basically, most of that came out. I was really expecting that $9 target, but after we talked about this retouch of the trend, and really, 760. I did think we would retouch that. But we actually just gapped down and just never retouched it. It just straight sold off. But yeah, after the trend breakdown, it was hard to stay bullish on this one, especially after it broke this monthly level that we have here. So yeah, things are tough. I think for Polestar, and I was actually thinking we'd come down at 660. This is a pretty strong support right now, but I think we most likely test the lows. So like 630. What is the volume on Polestar actually? I haven't looked at it. Sorry if I just like white screened it on you real quick. Yeah, low volume, 1.6 million, 2.7 average. Yeah, so still not great. Usually you can also look at the stats on the short data. So here we go. Short float, not available, but short outstanding is 0.39%. So nowhere near squeezable is what I would say. So I would think lows down here, big range, right? Down here, 630, I think, especially with the bearishness going on right now. So yeah, not much really going on with Polestar right now. I think this is just a buy and hold operation. What do you guys think? Polestar 3 though, I mean, we could definitely look up some DD on it if you want. Let's just creep through the Twitter page to see if we got anything. If HKD launches tomorrow, I'm pouring it all in PSNY. Okay. Doubled up revenue. Is this new? No, this is old. September 16. We've basically covered all that. People just buying more. I mean, I think it's a good stock, right? So it doesn't matter what the stock price does. I think it's a good company. I'm sorry. Japan tests roads for EV wires charging. Okay, so nothing really. I mean, let's just do latest. Let's do latest. Those are the top comments, but it looks like people are just buying and nothing really official. Nothing official, my friend. I mean, I'll be creeping through here sometimes, and then I check Google and stuff, but I haven't seen anything. And they haven't posted anything on their website either. So, I mean, honestly, the main thing is the October date, right? I could also, I mean, I guess at the very least, I could check the flow for you if you want me to. Let's just look at that. Because I don't really trade the Polestar options after I take that big L. I'm just kind of paranoid. Let's just see if there's anything for 5,000. So today, people buying $10 puts. Let's do shorter time real quick. Let's do like 50 days. So yeah, puts. They're just gonna hold it down. I think it's what it looks like. Nothing really unusual, honestly. The same shit, just a different day, honestly. I keep buying average down. What's your average? Just curious. Holding a couple K shares through October, see where it goes. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are getting impatient. I'm curious to see where Lucid is. $15. Oof. We did know it was gonna come to 15 though. Let's be real. Everybody kind of knew Lucid was coming down to 15. Am I right? 881, 1060. What's it at now? It's like $7. $881 is a good average. We never went back up to 881, right? We went back up to like high 8s or low high 674. Wait, what's your average? What do you guys think loose is coming down to, honestly, though? I didn't mean to make this a whole EV session, but we can talk about some EVs. I think this is the last line of support for Lucid. Like breaking 15 this time, I mean, we for sure coming down to 13. Probably 13.50. Is current price 5? It's not $5 right now. You crazy. It's like 7, I think. What's up, Gilad? Welcome. Neo. I'm bearish on Neo right now, my brother. Did you see the sell-off today? That was insane. I just covered Neo actually just like a few minutes ago. But I can go over it. So Neo broke back into this downtrend that we were in, like for the long ass time. So this makes me feel like this was a bull trap where people started buying and now they're shorting it for everybody else. And I was showing the volume profile on this, and that was basically a strong support for us, like $20. And so now the volume's decreasing. So I am expecting like, 1650. And I think on the flow for Neo, I was seeing some big orders. Actually, I have it right here. I was just talking about it. 930, 1750s. It's not a huge order. It's 83K. But the reason that I was interested in this is because it's got pretty decent volume and low open interest. So those are contracts being opened. And I guess we could look at some other stuff on Neo really quick, just see what's popping. 32G is one of my filters I like. And we gotta retype it, refresh the data real quick. How's everybody doing though? How we feeling for tomorrow? There's $20 calls for October, 1850 puts for October. Those are the biggest orders above 25K. So let's just do like 15K just to get more orders in here. More call volume, but there's more put premium, so more money going into the puts. But more people there's more upside, it's looking like. 164K in volume for the calls versus 109 volume in puts. Interesting. So overall, you can just see that there's more call orders. So it could be that they're buying calls. I was bearish on it because we got back underneath the trend. The flow looks like there's more call activity. But one way we can actually kind of get a better idea is looking at the flow history. So let's just do that. So we'll go to flow levels. Oh shit, hold up. Something weird going on here. There's a big cope spike last few days. So the cumulative, I think we will hit the June low soon, but from mid-October, the market flipped to bullish. I was just going to point out that total open interest on Neo, there's like a 1 million in calls versus like only 600 in K in puts. So either people are not bullish or people are not bearish just yet, or we're still early to get to the downside, right? So maybe this starts switching like in the next couple days to where it's like 1 million or something, or less than 1 million and then 1 million. But lately, like the last 2 days, the COPE has stayed there, so it's like the bullish premium is still there. So it wasn't aggressive. Do you know why China stocks sold off by chance? Does anybody know why China fell off? It just fell off. So like you can see today, there was like way more call volume. It was actually leading all the put volume, 163 versus 109. And then the bullish bearish premium, pretty much even, honestly. So there's not much that doesn't really help, honestly. But the price went down. So that's not really helpful, honestly, to be. So when the flow doesn't help, you just gotta go back to your technicals. So we already broke like a major support level up here. So first was 20, and then like what, 1880 was another support. And so I'm expecting like a downside to 1665 down here. I would say at least, conservatively 17. We retouched 17 because there's even a gap right here, actually. Yeah, there's a gap fill right here. So I would expect some more downside. We're just now working on this gap fill right here, which is like right here. So I think, I don't know if it happens tomorrow, but I would be bearish. I don't see us going back up to 20 just yet. We could retest this trend that we have, Like it could like work its way back up and then keep going. But yeah, unless we break out of this trend, I would stay bearish on Neo. Yes, sir. So that's what I got for Neo, honestly. Not very helpful, but if it helped, let me know. Big red day tomorrow based on the hawkish tone. Yeah, I know. I feel it. From pump and dump, pow pow. No, yeah, I feel all that. I feel that. And that's not even including anything of the European news. Like we got what? Oil, putting basically maybe escalating stuff, like actually officially declaring war. What else we got? That's not even including Taiwan and China either, but yeah, just bearish stuff, right? We also have to depend on data. Like, do we have any data tomorrow? Let's just peep real quick because I haven't looked at any events for tomorrow. Let's just take a look at that actually since we're here. This guy right here, fucking clown. News, economic calendar. So tomorrow, what do we have? That was today. Initially, did anybody even pay attention to this? Dude, I swear, like Thursdays, usually people talk about claims, jobless claims, but no, nothing happened. There's no events tomorrow, it looks like. This week. So yeah, jobless claim, nobody even paid attention to these this week or today. So tomorrow, Powell speaks. Is that crazy? Friday 23rd? Oh fuck, I'm thinking today's Thursday. I'm an idiot. No, bro, because usually, I see what happened was, no, I'm gonna shut up. I see what you're saying. Okay, I'm an idiot. No, it's like when you're like, you stay locked up in your house so much that you know, your days get mixed up. Okay, so jobless claims are tomorrow. They're up here. Ooh, okay, interesting. So that's more data, honestly. That comes out before the market opens. Damn, I'm an idiot. I was like, this dude just spoke today. Dude, that's crazy. So Fed Cheryl speaks on Friday, so we just, yeah, I think Friday we could have that sell-off. I think tomorrow we just chop it up, and then Friday we could have a sell-off. That's what I'm thinking now. Oh my god, I should get some sleep. Yeah, I should, huh? No, I'm not tired. I'm just, I just lose time. Yeah, however you say it. Thanks. You guys making me feel better. I think tomorrow we chop it up, wait for Powell to speak on Friday, then we get the next move, I think. That makes sense, actually. I appreciate you guys bringing up the economic calendar stuff. Yeah, I think we chop it up tomorrow, and then maybe we get that retouch of the lows. We chop it up for sure tomorrow. Interesting. So, I would say maybe don't play options tomorrow. I would probably just chill. I'm gonna take profits on stuff that I have, if I have any profits. And then just wait for Friday, honestly. I think Friday will be the next big day. Citibank, though, I think was interesting. I think I saw an AMD and NVIDIA, I think are also interesting. Just because these are like a critical support. I think AMD is at very critical support. This is like 2020 levels, actually. Yeah, 2020 levels. And I think a lot of stocks are actually near these levels where if they break down, things can get nasty, right? So like if we break like 770, just saying it more, you know, the lows, then we don't have any support until like 57, 58. We could just say from 70 to 60, let's just say that, right? So this one's at critical support. I think NVIDIA's at critical support too. So just the sector, the whole semi sector. This one's, you know, near support too. It does have some support here, but then, you know, things can start getting crazy down here as well. The one that I think Plugman brought up was Google. This one's crazy, actually. Basically AMD all over again, right? Right here, we have a gap fill, actually, which it might start filling. I don't know if it happens tomorrow. I think tomorrow might just be a trap, just because I know people are going to pile up into some puts, but we're probably going to chop it up, I think. Not puts, gap right there. Let me put that right there. So yeah, we have a gap right here on the daily. And just like if we break, you can just basically, you know, just tell off the volume profile. Like once we break 100, we're probably coming to like 88, right? I mean, that gap fill will be important, but honestly, the support's not till down here. So that's crazy, am I right? So yeah, I think Google is one to watch for sure. It's basically doing that Amazon gap fill. I think Amazon at this point filled that gap that it had. Yeah, right there. And we talked about Amazon a while ago when we were talking about this back here. Like we said, once it starts breaking here, you know, things will start. It wasn't a great play, but it did work out, right? But it did end up filling the gap. And then actually, Amazon looks like it's like breaking the down or the uptrend also. I haven't charted this thing in a while, so the last thing I had was this support here. So it looks like it might just come down to like 115 at this point, maybe 110. What do I think Nasdaq by the end of the year? Honestly, I don't know. I don't look that far ahead just because there's so much stuff that happens in between. We can look at Nasdaq though if you want. Let me just pull it up. I think tech. I mean, what I like to look at is QQQ. I don't know if that's basically the similar thing as Nasdaq. It's basically the tech stuff, right? But I have an inverse cup and handle on this, so I was thinking a retouch of like 270, so another 13 points. So we can pull up the Nasdaq 100 will work. I haven't looked at this thing in a long ass time though. I just don't buy options in Nasdaq, so I don't follow it. I follow SPY and I follow QQQ. But as far as like, I mean, actually it does have kind of like that similar cup and handle, doesn't it? Or maybe you could even say maybe it's like a head and shoulders. No, I don't know. I'm just guessing now. I think a lot of stuff will depend what like by November, see where we're at with elections and stuff. And then the crazy thing is December is like a tax harvest month, so we could sell off into December too, right? So there's so many variables. That's why I don't want to tell you we're going to the moon or we're going to the dumpster fire. I try to do this stuff by like week by week or month by month, right? So I'm not really like looking like too far out, but I don't know. What are your thoughts? How are you guys feeling for Nasdaq? Or you can do SPX if you want to. But most of the charts are going to look the same. Like we have that big, rally followed by that dump because of Jack and Hole or whatever. Yeah, everything's like near the supports coming down. So yeah, so like SPX, a little bit more room down to the downside, and then we start chopping it up, right? But mostly everything is going to look similar. I want to talk about Citibank, and I think that would be all the ones I have. Did I pull up any info? Maybe these aren't like the best plays, but these are the ones that I was looking at. Citibank is interesting because I saw an order come in on this one. This one's actually a big order, actually, I think I saw. Let me scroll up here. This is unusual whales. Where did I find it? Here it is down here. So $40 puts for next week. It's currently trading at $46. The open interest is 2,000. It's not a huge order, only 12,000. But I think it's just like a big lotto YOLO play because Citi is not going to move $6 in a week. But that really did catch my attention, and we can look at some of the other flow for Citi if you want. Did I talk about BABA? I briefly like talked about it, but then I got diverged and got into Neo. We can look at it though. It is near the lows. These are the puts that I think some of the other ones that people were talking about as well. These expire this week though, so I wouldn't really look at those too much. And then the calls for October. So the bullish thing about banks is the Fed rates, right? That'll give them higher interest rates. So I would be bullish on banks. But if the overall market just sells off, then it doesn't matter if you're bullish on banks. It's going to come down or just chop it up. What is Citibank doing though? So this one's near the supports looking like. But one thing that I noticed earlier is we have this gap that we're working on. I haven't charted it out or I haven't marked it out, but we do have this gap fill right here. Right, and so that can get pretty nasty. It's a huge gap that we probably will fill. It looks like we're at that support level. So even though you could be bullish on banks, the technicals and maybe just the overall market can drag this thing down, right? And then just following the volume profile, it's gonna be a battle to come down here. But let me just go and mark this too, cap. But yeah, I would watch this one, and I guess you could also watch JP Morgan and stuff. I don't even know where this one is at, actually. So this one low-key straight up looks like a head and shoulders right here. Right, like sideways head and shoulders. But I don't know if that's true. And we have a gap filled down here. I think we technically filled the gap. This is a good stock though. I don't know if I want to short this one or buy puts on this. I mean, I hate the JP Morgan people, but I have a credit card for them and I guess they're pretty good. This one, I guess, already filled the gap. I mean, it could come down and refill it for good because this was just like a quick spike down to the downside. I think it probably will come down to 100. I would think. Yeah. Yeah, there's like no volume right there. Well, now there is. You know the business. Let's look at BABA. I think you were talking about BABA. So what happened with China stocks? Does anybody know what happened with China stocks? We were talking about China or something. Why did they just sold off because they wanted to or what? Looks like this is like a support right now. And then we had the gap, which I've talked about this gap for a long ass time and never filled as soon as I thought. So I think what happened was we had this downtrend, we broke the downtrend, so we spiked, and then just, I guess we pulled back down. I think this is near the lows. Honestly, I wouldn't want to trade this just in general because it's so cheap right now, right? Like it's at 80 bucks. People probably will buy this for the long term. I really don't want to trade this, to be honest. I don't want to trade it to the upside because I'm just bearish on the market, and then I don't want to trade this to the downside because there's not much meat on the bone, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what I was saying earlier, actually. Yeah, it's already so beat up. I don't even want to touch this, right? Because it's just, you don't want to touch stocks that are already like near their 52-week lows. You want to touch things like Snow, or you want to touch like even Neo or Pendual Duo. I think would be a better China play, right? Because this one's not trading near its lows. I would rather trade Pendual Duo over BABA. Let's see how much BABA came down. BABA came down almost 5%, than Pendual Duo. But yeah, see, this one's like, it's ran up higher. Obviously, it's a decent e-commerce stock and stuff, but I'd rather trade something that's got more room to come down than BABA. I mean, do you guys think BABA can come down to 60 or 50? I mean, they make tons of money. They're huge in China, so I don't really want to bet against that, you feel me? Even if I'm bearish on the stocks or bearish in the market, I'd just rather find a different play. Yes, sir. So BABA's it's not a go for me. Honestly, we could look at some of the flow, but I'm really not interested in it just because. So bearish premium, most of the put volume, and also put premium. But this one's a bigger stock, so we have to add some of the ranges to be bigger. And yeah, see, a lot of people might be doing these spreads too, because they don't expect like big moves, but maybe they expect more downside, but maybe not short term. So like sometimes what you do is maybe get spreads. Okay, this is not even spreads, but buying puts, selling calls. Okay, maybe it just looks like they're trying to either, what would they do? Selling calls, buying puts? They're expecting to move on either direction. So maybe they're expecting a big move under 80 or a big move above 92. But the weird thing is these expire this week, so I wouldn't even follow this trade, honestly. Okay, yeah, the puts expire this week, and then I guess the calls expire in October. No, they expire this week too. The other ones are October 14th though. I think BABA's good for long-term investment. Yeah, they just got some of that shadiness with them, you feel me? They got that the stank odor on them. They got that funky smell. Like something's going on over there. Yeah. I was checking my phone, fellas. Gotta check the phone, make sure everything is good on that end. Let's pull up BABA just to see what's going on with the flow history. So big cope drop, it looks like right there. That's usually, so COPE is cumulative options premium, usually like bullish. So the higher it goes, the more bullish you technically should be. So it had a COPE drop. And that doesn't mean it's going to sell off tomorrow. That's just one of the many indicators you can use. Gamma is usually like calls coming in. You haven't seen really calls coming in a while or all day today, which makes sense, right? We had a huge sell-off. But there's still more call open interest. So there's total open interest 2 million in the calls and then 800 on the put side. So, I mean, like I said, we could either be early on some puts because there's not like a very convincing put order yet, or maybe they're just not bearish just yet. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. For the day, though, you did get more volume on puts, which we saw earlier, right? So we saw this up here, 71%. It's basically this. So 400,000 in put volume versus 167 in call volume. So maybe we're early on puts, right? Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to take that risk, right? I'd rather play some other China stocks. But I don't know what happened with China. That's why I was curious. Is like something major happened over there? Like they finally dumped or what? It's at Pinduoduo. I would rather trade this shit, honestly. How you guys feeling though? How you guys feeling? It looks like it broke the nice support there. But there's so much volume right here. Like it's not going to be an easy move down. It's just going to be grinding. So maybe not even Pinduoduo. There's other China stocks you can play. Baidu, I think, is another one. Li Auto is another one, right? So I think I like Neo the best. But yeah, Li Auto's another one. Li Auto's in a straight downtrend, like straight up. You can just see that. I think that's what I saw last time. Yeah, straight up downtrend. It's like trying to break out. It ain't working. One way you can actually follow China stocks is this HSI. It's the Hong Kong stuff exchange. The Hang Seng. This thing is getting sold off, my brother. What is going on? Near supports for 2015. The Hang Seng near 15 level. 2015, 2022 levels. Why? What happened? I guess nobody has any data or any news. We're gonna have to do this manual. Let's look up China stocks. I thought people would know what happened with China stocks, but nobody knows. 10 China stocks to avoid, obviously. Obviously, there's a couple to avoid. Let's just look. Asian stocks to fall and Fed vow to crush inflation. That's not it though. They were down way before this. U.S. bank chiefs warn if China exit if Taiwan is attacked. Is this it? What happened? They got scared? It might be related to China. Or maybe more crackdowns is done with its. So maybe a combination, you feel me? Maybe China stocks delisted if Taiwan escalations get more aggressive, you feel me? Maybe. I don't know. Anybody there? Anybody got inputs? Is China done with its market crackdown? Defense stocks? Nah. Oh yeah, so defense stocks are like, yeah, because of the put in escalation. So like LMT, Boeing, what else? Raytheon, a couple of those stocks were moving up early Friday. Why are Chinese EV stocks? Leave all these down. Let's look. Chinese stocks are getting hammered as investors price in a series of headwinds into these stocks. Oh, headwinds. Okay, hold up. Concerns due to Russia's ties to China, more potential lockdowns, and a Fed rate hike decision dominating the discussion. Oh, so just a little bit of everything. But yeah, I don't want to be tied up with anything China, honestly, because of the ties with Russia, right? Today, China EV stocks remain in focus because market-leading companies are down. Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive move, honestly. Put simply, it appears Russia's ties to China may put geopolitical pressure on countries looking to sanction Russia. Oh, okay. Li Auto's Xpeng are dominant players in the domestic China market, have indicated intentions of expanding abroad. Should Western countries look to put pressure on Russia indirectly, stocks could feel the impact. So it is related to Russia. Additionally, lockdown. Okay. Yeah, this is old news, right? This is kind of baked in now. People don't really follow that. I mean, it could escalate, of course, but bro, we've done this for 2 years now. Like, come on. It's called the scamdemic. You guys see that Kanye West interview? Okay, so it's just basically Russia ties messing up the China stocks. Okay. I think that's all I have, honestly. Anybody have any questions? How we feeling? Let me look at the poll charts real quick. I think we're over an hour. Usually don't want to make these episodes too long because then people watch these again, and you know, the new Gen Z, they only have so much for the attention span nowadays. Stock market tomorrow, we have 7 votes, and we got red 43%, green 57%. I low-key agree with the green. I low-key agree with the red. I think it's more like a choppy. I think that's my thesis, but I don't know how you guys are feeling. I think that's it. I don't know if I really went over these stocks really well. I think Roblox is just one that I like because it's overvalued, inflated, high growth. That's easy. I just be bearish. And talking about Roblox, Rivian's another one. Obviously, I guess we just talk about a lot of EVs in this channel, huh? But yeah, this one's got some ways to come down to like 32 and stuff. Also like a double top. Somebody asked me about Rivian, like, I think it was last week. They were asking me why there was like a huge sell volume at the end of the Friday. It might have been last week. I think people were taking profits, my brother. And yeah, it's just been selling off since then. So I think I would be bearish on Rivian. And the main reason I'm bearish on like high growth is because of the Fed rates, right? So the higher the Fed rates, it's like it's harder to take out, or just you're paying more to borrow money, right? And a lot of high growth, they require like cash burn, they require like loans and stuff, and so it just hurts the business and the margins and shit. So it is what it is. But I would be bearish. I think 32, 31 is a nice little area to look out for. So this one, yeah, surprisingly, it would not move for like a week. Then I had this massive move up. Now I'll probably do this move down, right? Just based off the double top right here. And then once it breaks this level down here, then you're looking like at a move from here to there pretty consistently down to like the lows of 23. We could just say 25 for sure to be conservative. But yeah, so Rivian, I'm gonna add that one to the list actually. So Roblox and Rivian. DraftKings is another one, but I don't want to get into that one today. Banks might be bullish just because of interest rates, but these are weird because of the they can get dragged down with the market. And then AMD and Nvidia are just so beat up. Neobaba, China, just avoid them. Charge points, the play that I'm in right now. And really, I'm going to try to take profits. I think let me quickly actually take these off. Because I don't want this extra stuff on my chart. Charge point. I'm going to try to take profits around this support. Just to play it safe. Or, yeah, just to play it safe. Around 1550, 1530. I'll probably take profits there. Just in case it bounces. You can see it better on like a 1 hour chart. Yeah. So like right here, 1550. So it's been bouncing. Shit, that's not right. Like here, and then maybe it bounces up here back to, and then maybe it falls. But I'm looking at this area here to take profits. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I appreciate you guys for showing up. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Tweet at me or something. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you guys learned anything. If you guys had any, yeah. Hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Shout out to Gilad, Invest Money, Jonah. Who else was in here? Invest Money again, yes sir. NASCAR was in here. We were trolling a bit. And Mr. Got to Have House, Saul. So shout out to those people. I hope you guys have a good evening. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. And y'all stay good, stay blessed. See you guys. Peace.